Hey, what's up, guys? Just doing like an update here. I had some algae issues there, little blackbeard algae, some brown algae. A few people told me to get some auto cats, so I threw about 10 in here. I got five more on order. Um, I think all 10, like maybe eight of them survived out of the 10. But they're doing a really good job at cleaning up, cleaning the plants, cleaning the equipment, the glass. They're really small, but they really do a lot of work quickly. They haven't even been in here a week. A couple more days. It'll be, 7 or 8 days or whatever here coming up this weekend. So they're doing pretty good for a week. It's a big difference. I definitely recommend them if you have algae problems. I don't think they normally go for black beer. I'm not really sure, but mine are eating some of it. But I mean, I've got a couple plants that have quite a bit on there. So, and I haven't really seen them on there. So I don't know that they just haven't found it yet or they just aren't interested. Because it's pretty, it stands out pretty good. So, but all in all, guys, it's clearing up a little bit. One mistake I made was I put a pleco in here again, and they just stir up the bottom way too much. Um, my tank's pretty clean, so they're rummaging around and they're digging through the substrate, and um, they're too big and they just move around too much. And I was getting like breaks in my substrate and like getting some pretty hefty piles of dirt piled up on top of my caps. So tomorrow I'm doing a water change. Excuse me. I'm gonna I got plans. I'm gonna drop it down like 60%. My filters absolutely have to be clean because there's so much dirt blowing around in here 2, 3 days ago that they're plugged up solid. So I'm gonna have to pull those out, clean those, wring them out. But my plan is to, before those get fired up again, is to siphon off a bunch of dirt that's sitting on top of the rocks and try to find the breaks and try to thicken up my cap a little bit because it's pretty thin. Just gonna hit those target areas that look like there's a lot of dirt. But yeah, I'm just gonna siphon it off into buckets, get rid of it. It's probably gonna be a little messy, but I'm gonna try to keep good control with the siphon to make sure that I'm getting all the dirt out of there. We'll see how it goes. I'll do an update after I get it done, and we'll see how it goes. But that's the plan for this weekend. Actually, tomorrow morning I'm gonna start this. One other thing I'm doing is I was having my doser wasn't working properly, so I wasn't getting the doses. So the Excel and the potassium and the iron, they weren't going in there. So this pump, I'm not going to mention any names. I mentioned it in other videos, but it's not a good one to go for. It's just like most things, you get what you pay for type of thing, where you spend a little bit less, you get a little less. Don't cheap out on a dosing unit. I know most people don't use these, but they are handy if you want to have the dosing done for you. But definitely not necessary. You can absolutely just dose manually. I did it for a long time. There's nothing wrong with that. These just make it a little more handy, convenient if you're not around and you maybe forget sometimes. It's just nice to not have to worry too much about it. And like I said, you don't want to cheap out on it. This was 89 bucks. Don't buy this. Like I said, I'm not mentioning names, but you can figure it out. Or if you want to know, just ask me in the comments. But yeah, so basically no Excel, no potassium going in. I was having problems with like holes in leaves, stuff melting away a little bit, and I didn't really know what it was. And I'm thinking that probably it was this because it was so behind. This is a pretty nutrient demanding tank, if you ask me. I think that it definitely needs stuff dosed in it, or it's gonna have problem areas. So that's the only thing I can think of. So I ended up buying a new one that I read reviews, went crazy on. The guy that I bought it from sells them a lot, and he's very has good luck with them. So so like I said, the problem I was having is the pumps were kind of cheaply made, so they don't hold the line pressure going up to the tank. So these white lines here, the line will just start moving backwards, so there's air all the way to the tip. So your dose comes in and you're dosing air into your tank. So then, this happens day in and day out. You're not getting anything in your tank. That's when it becomes a problem. So, yeah, we're Gonna swap this out tonight, see how it works. Hopefully these pumps are a little bit more well made and they pinch the line off a little bit better. And hopefully it's nice and easy to set up too. So I'll be doing a review, or not a review necessarily, but unless you guys want one, you can ask. But I would say just I'm gonna follow up on it, let you know how it worked out, and if really this is a long-term thing. But so I'll probably do a review in like a week or so, and just I'm basically just going to be checking to make sure that it's not doing the same thing my other one is. I've had a dosing pump in the past on a saltwater tank, and I can tell you it never lost line pressure ever. That was just something that never happened, and I had even further travel in this line, so never had that issue. It was always right on point. So that's the thing, guys. These need to have no air in them. They have to be primed perfectly, and in order to get like accurate doses. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. Tank's doing pretty well. Algae's getting cleaned up. Autocats are doing their job. It's bouncing back here. Had a little issues there for about a week or two. But yeah, hopefully she's coming back together. Thanks for watching.